How's it going, everybody? Wayne here. My apologies in the delay in the N64 Complete in Box Quest. If you remember, not too long ago I put out a video called They're Destroying My Game Room, and as you can see behind me, the scenery has changed, and that was to accommodate the new AC unit that they put in the room. But now that I've finished organizing, let's continue the quest. Today we have 5 games that we'll be adding to the collection. Let's check them out. And also, my apologies if you hear wind, there's a typhoon outside. And the first game up is Pokemon Stadium. Pokemon Stadium was developed and published by Nintendo, releasing for the N64 in 2000. Pokemon Stadium is the final fighting game and the final Pokemon game we have to cover. It's a good thing too, because the wreck of a game, Dual Heroes, was almost the last fighting game. As I said before, I'm not a big fan of Pokemon, but all the Pokemon games on the N64 have been spectacular. From Pokemon Snap, taking pics of Pokemon in a rail shooter, to Pokemon Puzzle League, a super fun puzzle game. The Pokemon games on the N64 did it right. Pokemon Stadium is no exception. In Pokemon Stadium, you choose from 151 Pokemon and battle your way to the top. It's really fun learning the different moves and how they affect your opponent. The gameplay is as fun as Pokemon Stadium 2, but the graphics aren't as good. Pokemon Stadium is a fun game, but if you're going to play a Pokemon Stadium game, Pokemon Stadium 2 is the better choice. Why are you hitting yourself? Pokemon Stadium is game number 279 for the collection, and the cart and manual cost me $20 shipped. I already had the box. And that brings our total up to $12,907 for the N64 library. Next up we have Midway's Greatest Arcade Hits. Midway's Greatest Arcade Hits was developed by Digital Eclipse and published by Midway. It released for the N64 in 2000. In Arcade Hits, you can choose from one of 7 games: Arcade Trivia, Sinister, Spy Hunter, Tapper, Joust, Robotron 2084, and Defender. Like the title says, the games are remakes of Arcade Hits, with the exception of Arcade Trivia. In Arcade Trivia, you have to answer some pretty challenging questions. I didn't do so well with it, with the exception of the Robotron questions. The other games are fun and play as they should, except Spy Hunter. The controls are really awkward in the game, where it makes you hold the controller in a way that you don't do in any other game. That is the only real complaint I have with the game. I like the selection of titles they used in the game. It's worth checking out if you're a fan of these titles. Midway's Greatest Arcade Hits is game number 280 for the collection, and the cart and manual cost me $16 shipped. I already had the box on this one as well. And that brings our total up to $12,923 for the N64 Complete in Box Quest. Next up on the list is Hexen. Hexen was developed by Raven Software and published by ID Software. It released for the N64 in 1997. Hexen is a first-person shooter. Starting off the game, you can choose from one of 3 character classes: Warrior, Cleric, or Mage. Each has their own weapon type. My opinion on Hexen is mixed. First off, the visuals are terrible. It's hard to tell the difference between trees and enemies at times. And the frame rate is choppy. The game just looks weird. The controls are subpar. It makes attacking enemies more difficult and allows them to sneak up on you. The sound in the game is mediocre as well. I almost gave this game a fully bad review, but after playing it for a while, I found the gameplay to be fun after looking over all the bad factors. Finding keys and hitting switches to advance in the game is pretty fun. Overall, Hexen has a lot of flaws, but it can be fun if you overlook them. Hexen is game number 281 for the collection, and the cart cost me $10 shipped. I already had the box and manual. And that brings our total up to $12,933 for the collection. Next up on the list is WCW Mayhem. WCW Mayhem was developed by Kodiak Interactive and published by Electronic Arts. It released for the N64 in 1999. WCW Mayhem is the final wrestling game we have to cover, and it's a good one to end on. Starting off the game, you can choose from a large variety of actual wrestlers. The wrestlers do look kind of weird, but that's only a minor complaint. Where this game shines is the gameplay. The wrestlers move quickly and the controls are excellent. You can execute moves with ease. Use the A, B, and C buttons to fight, enabling a large variety of attacks. You can also pick up objects and use them as weapons, adding a lot of fun to the gameplay. The sound in the game is great as well. Being that this is EA's first wrestling game, they did an excellent job on it. If you like wrestling games, WCW Mayhem is worth picking up. WCW Mayhem is game number 282 for the collection, and the cart cost me $5 shipped. I already had the box and manual. And that brings our total up to $12,938 for the N64 library. And the last game we have today is Top Gear Rally 2. Top Gear Rally 2 is developed by Sapphire Corporation and published by Kimco. It released for the N64 in 1999. Top Gear Rally 2 made big improvements from the first game, which we already covered. This game took a lot of ideas from the Gran Turismo series. You have to work your way up and earn points to advance. The graphics in the game are decent with lots of color, but there is a lot of fog in the game as well. You can adjust the tightness of the steering before and during the race, which is nice. It makes a huge difference on controlling the car. If you adjust the tightness all the way up, the controls are ultra sensitive. Adjusting it all the way down will make the car handle much looser. Another cool thing in the game is having to upgrade parts on your vehicle. If you don't replace or upgrade your parts, your car will fall apart. On my 5th race, my little beater blew a tire, then blew the engine, and then the rear end failed. Somehow I still crossed the finish line. Top Gear Rally 2 isn't the best racing game on the N64, but it's a game I'll come back to and explore more. It's worth giving a shot if you like racing games. Top Gear Rally 2 is game number 283 for the collection, and the cart and manual cost me $24 shipped. I already had the box. And that brings our total up to $12,962 for the N64 Complete in Box Quest. Let's get these games on the shelf. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to subscribe. I'll be collecting the entire N64 library, complete in box, right here on this show. Also, make sure to leave a thumbs up for the Pokemon games on the N64. Until next time, I'm Wayne, and thanks for watching.